what's up, YouTube? Man, you got Prichard versus Terrell Williams. I'm just watching this fight. I'm just getting a chance to watch it. And I heard that Prichard, suffered a brain, injury. He had swelling in the brain. He had to go undergo surgery, and he's supposed to be like in a coma or something like that. But I wasn't even aware that he had even lost, So anyway, you watching this fight, and it's pretty emotional, man, because you're thinking about, like, man, this dude's got like a brain injury, so you want to, like, the human element, comes into play. You want to feel sorry for this dude, but the way he carried himself, in this fight, you really don't. Man, it's hard to to say. It's like, man, Terrell Williams is supposed to have been an opponent. He's supposed to have been coming in. He get beat up by Prichard. Prichard Cologne's the favorite. They got all this B-roll and stuff like that, hyping him up and stuff like that. And then Terrell Williams. Yeah, he's the guy with the stagnant career, trained by one of the Goosen brothers. Was it Joe Goosen? I think is his trainer. But to my point, it's just that when you're watching this fight, man, you think to yourself, it's like, man, you think Richard Cologne could have showed some more class when he got in trouble. Williams was had a few rabbit punches here and there, but they weren't like hard rabbit punches. I've seen harder punches than that. Dudes hitting dudes on the back of the head and stuff like that. And it seemed to get on Cologne's nerves. But anyway, when he did get in trouble, it wasn't by no rabbit punches. It was clean punches. Prichard Cologne, he got tired. And I don't know why he got tired. He was the younger fighter and everything like that, but he was getting tired. And Terrell Williams, a dude that's got almost like a 90% KO ratio coming into the fight. Yeah, he's got like 80%. So yeah, it probably went up, but it was like 80% at the time of the knockout, probably like 70%. The dude was like 14-0 with 12 knockouts. And I don't know why they didn't give him a knockout on this one, because should be 15-0 with 13 knockouts. Should have been like a TKO. But what had happened, so he won by disqualification. That's why he didn't get the knockout. But to me, he should have got the knockout, because that's what it was headed to. And Prichard Cologne was up there, he was just looking for a way out, man. First it started with the low blow, like a real hard, intentional low blow. It wasn't a little something to get the dude off of him. It was like a little something like to put the dude down. A straight uppercut to the groin, which I thought was really dirty. And it was just like a premonition there, everything that really like led up to pretty much like the brain injury. And he was like, man, it wasn't a good showing, man, at the end of the day, It wasn't a good out. Like, it's like the sympathy vote or the human element, like, oh man, I really feel for him type thing, pretty much gets chucked out of the window, and you really rooting for Terrell Williams to like whoop the shit out of Prichard Cologne. And you're like thinking to yourself, like I'm thinking to myself, was like, yeah, Terrell, yeah, put it on him, and that's what he gets. At the end of the day, that's what he gets for, like, doing that BS he was doing in the damn ring. And all that holding and grappling and stuff he was doing. And Terrell was, like, just working his butt off, just trying to get something in. And he finally gets him out of there. And then his corner, going to take off his gloves, then put it back on. Talk about they didn't know what round it was. I was like, come on, man. Y'all know what round it was, It was just too much stuff. It was sloppy, and it was to me it was classless. To me, it it wasn't a classy out, and it's sad because it's like, man, this is what this dude's going to be remembered for, he, whether hopefully he pulls through. Hopefully he pulls through. Hopefully he pulls through. But if his career is over, you're gonna it was gonna be like, man, like, why did you guys pick this dude out of all the dudes? Dude that's traded by Goosen, who's got almost a 80% knockout ratio, who's just as big, who's been boxing since he was 8. This dude Terrell Williams been boxing since he was 8. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like he's going against a dude that's been boxing for only like 10 years. This dude's been boxing ever since he was little. Just as long as Prichard Cologne. That's because you're not that jacked doesn't mean he doesn't know what to do when he gets in the ring. And Goosen, they said that he believed Terrell said, this fight is going to change my life. And that's what he was saying to Sugar Ray Leonard and those other guys, Steve Farhood and those guys, when they do like the pre-pressers and the pressers and stuff like that, and the interviews and stuff like that, getting to know the fighters and stuff like that. He said, man, this fight is going to change my life. And hopefully, it turned out it's changed. Hopefully for Terrell, he can get over it, and it'll change his life for the better. Hopefully he doesn't suffer any psychological trauma for on beating Prichard Cologne, and hopefully Prichard Cologne, he can just function at the end of the day. Have his mind right, have his faculties together. His boxing career is probably going to be over. I wouldn't box again. I'm sure his mom, as she's alive, she don't want him to box ever again. And the father, I can't see him wanting to see his son go back in there, knowing there's a good chance he can probably get another bleeding on the brain. So his daddy don't want him to go up in there. I think they're just going to be happy that he's young. He can start all over doing something else other than boxing, and if so, maybe he can train or something like that, train some guys, but he just go ahead and walk away with his faculties together. But yeah, man, Prichard Cologne, he goes to the Krankenhaus. That's German for the hospital. And they take, he had surgery, so hopefully he can pull through. He's in critical condition, man. He's in critical condition, and it's just sad that his last fight was gonna be like a lackluster performance. It's just. It's just sad that he can go out with a better fight, even though he lost it. Maybe the character of, him being a professional could have been there, and he could finish the fight, fight all 10 rounds, show a good showing of himself, maybe lose on the scorecard, but then, because at the end of the day, his father plays his back. His father probably can't even play this fight back, He probably can't even watch this fight again. He probably don't even want to see tape of it again. And who would? Because it was just like that's Prichard was at his worst, and then it got even worse with the brain injury. Man, then the corner was jacked up. It was everything went wrong. The wrong opponent. The low blow and stuff like that. The lack of professionalism and everything. The corner was jacked, in the ninth, at the end of the ninth, they got disqualified. And then on top of that, you get the brain injury, which pretty much ruins your career. But not only that, it can affect his well-being for the rest of his life. Hopefully he pulls through, but if he does pull through, does he become a vegetable? Does he become half the man, he was before he stepped into the ring? So man, it's probably the first video I've done. Like first video I've done in a while. Where I just like watched something. I had to say something about it, like fast, man, like immediate reaction. Because I was thinking about the whole fight. I'm like, man, I know he's in a coma and stuff like that, but I didn't see the fight and how it went down. And yeah, man, check it out, man. You probably gonna be thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Like you rooting for Terrell and like, yeah, that's what you get for doing that dirty bullshit. But at the end of the day, you know, um, he don't deserve to go out like that. I don't know, nobody deserve to go out like that, man. Especially professional fighting. But that's the risk you take. These guys are risk takers. That's the risk you take. And we as boxing fans, especially me as a boxing fan, I don't want to see a guy get, be brain dead and stuff like that. I do want to see some of these dudes get beat up, because you don't like some of these guys. You're like, man, yeah, you got knocked out cold, but you don't want them to be, talking like they, chewing bubble gum and suffering all these kind of Alzheimer's and like brain damage and stuff like that. You pretty much want these guys to walk away with all their faculties together and heal, man. Wounds are supposed to heal, but that brain damage, man, brain is nothing to mess with. So, all right, man. I'll catch y'all later, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Did y'all watch the fight? Was y'all thinking anything I was thinking? Like, or what was your reaction after Prichard Cologne went to the hospital and stuff like that? Just let me know what y'all think. I'm just giving my honest opinion, how I felt, when I was watching the fight and stuff like that, and my honest opinion of, having like a moment of clarity. Think about what's right in the long run, the long haul, because this dude's life is going to be affected, and then we don't even know how Terrell Williams might be affected. Some fighters can't even handle that, knocking somebody out, and then the dude dying. Kovalov is okay. Sergey Kovalov killed somebody in the ring. They swept that under the rug, but he's all right. But Kovalov, he got a mean streak in him. I think he like hurting people. And so, all right, man. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.